What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Pitching Ninja's Filthiest Pitches of the Day. I am Pitching Ninja, and I'm here with the electric Will Leahey. What's happening, Will? Do you do the electric slide every morning since you're so electric?
That's exactly what I do, Ninja. That's how I would start my days. And I also start my days going over some baseball. And I was going over last night's games. And Joe Musgrove pitched a hell of an outing. He has not had the greatest season of his career, but he is a former All-Star, former no-hitter thrower. And he's on a pretty good Padres staff who we think could be destined for some glory this season, including another guy who just threw a no-hitter, Dylan Cease, who on any given night could be the best pitcher on the planet. And then Michael King, who's one of the filthiest guys in all the land. And we got Darvish coming back. Ninja. So tell me a little bit about Musgrove's outing yesterday. I want you to see the potential for the Padres this postseason.
Well, Joe Musgrove was filthy yesterday. He had 8 Ks and 6 scoreless innings, giving up 3 hits, and looked like his normal filthy self. Like when he's on, his breaking stuff is disgusting. He doesn't throw particularly hard, but he did have a nasty sinker yesterday. He had these curveballs and changeup. And I do love this Padres pitching staff in the postseason. Like, I don't think anybody wants to face them. Again, as you mentioned, Dylan Cease, Darvish back. Michael King is perhaps one of the filthier pitchers in baseball. I know I give him a lot of props. I don't know that everybody does, but his East-West game, disgusting. And as I mentioned, Dylan Cease, his slider is as good as any pitch in baseball. Again, you do not want to face this team, and they can shorten games too because that bullpen is tough. You end it with Robert Suarez, but you have Tanner Scott, you have Jason Adam, Jeremiah Estrada, who's gone on just K runs that have been absolutely disgusting. So this team could make waves in the postseason. Do not sleep on the Padres. The Padres blanked the Tigers 3-0. Tyler Holton was the opener for the Tigers yesterday, had 1 K and 2 scoreless innings, given up 1 hit, and had this curveball. Now to the rest of my whip around the league. Freddie Peralta had 3 Ks and 5 1/3 innings, giving up 3 runs as the Brewers hopped past the Cardinals 9-3. He had these curveballs. He faced Andre Palante, who had 3 Ks and 5 innings, gave up 5 runs, had this slider and knuckle curve. The Orioles flew past the White Sox 13-3.
Of course they did.
Corbin Burns had 4 Ks and 5 innings, giving up 1 earned run. And these curveballs, picked up a sword, these cutters. He faced Chris the Snake Flexen, who had 5 Ks and 3 1/3 innings, giving up 3 runs. He had this cutter and changeups. From here on out, just assume if we're talking about the White Sox, they lost. And if they won, I'll call it out. The Guardians beat the Royals 4-2. Gavin Williams was outstanding yesterday with 6 Ks and 7 innings, giving up 1 run on only 1 hit. He had these absolute hammer curveballs. He picked up 7 swings and misses on his curveball. That thing is filthy. Here's an overlay of Gavin Williams' fastball and curveball, and you can see why that combo is so tough for hitters. I love Gavin Williams' stuff. He faced Michael Waka, who had 3 Ks and 5 innings, giving up 2 runs, and had these changeups. Julian Aguilar had 2 Ks and 2 2/3 innings, giving up 2 runs, 2 hits, 2 walks. Deuces were wild yesterday, all over the stadium. So Reds shot down the Astros 5-3. He had these fastballs. He faced Justin Verlander, who had 3 Ks and 4 2/3 innings, but gave up 5 runs. His ERA this season, Will, what do you think Justin Verlander's ERA is without looking?
5.6.
It's 4.52, but it feels like 5.6. I don't disagree with you. Verlander did have this elevated fastball and slider, but is definitely struggling. The Twins stepped on the Rays 5-4. Actually, if they stepped on the Rays, that sounds like that would hurt. It's really boring pitching. Simeon Woods Richardson had 2 Ks and 3 2/3 innings, giving up 3 runs and had these fastballs. He faced Zach Littell, who had 2 Ks and 4 innings, giving up 4 runs and had these fastballs. Not that exciting stuff.
I stepped on a stingray, actually, Ninja, and I got absolutely mauled. True story. I was in excruciating pain for 2 hours in San Diego.
My thing is, if you stepped on a stingray, you should actually have lost, right? But somehow they beat them. I don't care.
Yes.
The A's beat the Mariners 5-4 as Valdo Obito had 4 Ks and 5 1/3 innings, giving up 4 runs. He had these fastballs, including this painted fastball. And he faced Logan Gilbert, who went 6 innings with 9 Ks.
Nice.
But gave up a not-so-nice 4 runs. He had this splitter, sliders, curveballs, picked up a sword. Here's an overlay of his 97-mile-an-hour fastball and this slider. That's a filthy combo. I thought Logan pitched a little better than the 4 runs he gave up, but nonetheless, they were runs, and he did give them up. Luis Severino had 5 Ks in 7 innings, giving up 1 run as the Mets beat the Red Sox 4-1. He had these fastballs and cutters, and his sweepers were disgusting yesterday. He painted with this sweeper, had this beautiful backdoor sweeper, and here's a front view of his sweeper. I think he had almost 2 feet of break on some of these. He faced Brian Bay, who had 4 Ks in 5 innings, giving up 4 runs, and had this 2-seamer and changeups.
Ninja Lindor had another nice game. He's on an absolute rampage recently. There's a lot of buzz about how he could potentially be the MVP of the National League, and I'd like to hear your thoughts.
He's not the MVP of the National League. That's my thought.
There is a man in Los Angeles who's probably going to get 50-50, so I guess that.
Yeah, like that would be the ultimate New York bias, I would think. Not to say, like, I actually think Lindor flies under the radar for some reason.
Well, he didn't make the damn All-Star team, and that's the one thing I'm pissed about. I think him coming in second for MVP would be cool and fine. I don't think he should be MVP, although he's a great fielder and Shohei doesn't play, but him not making the All-Star team was a travesty.
Why is this? Like, there's a disconnect in people's perception of Lindor and his actual performance, and I don't know what it is. Like, he plays with a lot of excitement. He's a really good
Met fans have been scarred for a very long time. He has had a couple of not great spots, but also started the season poorly. Some people jumped down his throat instantly, and so I think that's what it was. But I think now every diehard Met fan knows how good he is, and I think the tide has turned, and I think going forward he will have the respect that he deserves. That's my hope, at least.
Jared Jones had 4 Ks in 6 1/3 innings, giving up 3 runs. He had these upper 90s fastballs, these sliders, and painted with it as the Pirates downed the Cubs 5-3. But this was not Jameson Taillon's fault that the Cubs lost. He had 3 Ks in 7 scoreless innings. He had this front door 2-seamer, a painted backdoor 2-seamer, and got absolutely fired up. But somehow the Cubs still lost. What do you think about Jared Jones's chest hair when he pitches? He really lets it hang out.
Got a lot going for him. Great tan, great lettuce, great chest lettuce. Again, not a gay man ninja, but
as a fellow hairy chest dude, I say let it all hang out. The Dodgers stomped the D-backs 11-6. Jack Flaherty had 7 Ks in 5 2/3 innings, giving up 1 run. He had these fastballs and curveballs. He also had this K where all 3 of these pitches were called strikes, and none of them were in the zone. None of them. Just barely out of the zone. We're not talking about terrible misses, but none of them in the zone. He faced Eduardo Rodriguez, who had 1 K in 4 innings, giving up 3 runs, and had this fastball.
And Shohei got a trio of steals here in Ninja. The base bandit himself is going for 50-50. Shohei with a couple more notches on the old belt. And he's getting 50-50. You heard it here first.
You really think you were the first to say that, Will?
I'm coining it. I tried trademarking 50-50 Ninja, and no dice.
There he goes. He's got another. Third stolen base of the game for Shohei. He's 4 away from 50.
Garrett Cole went 6 innings with 9 Ks.
Nice.
Giving up only 1 run as the Yankees doubled up on the Rangers 8-4. He had these fastballs, including this 98-mile-an-hour painted fastball, and picked up a sword with his fastball, and also had this slider for a sword. He had to leave this game with a bad case of crabs. Oh, wait, no, that's cramps. Cramps. He had a leg cramp. He did not have crabs.
That was you and Cabo, Ninja.
You had to bring that up. He faced Jack Leiter, who had 2 Ks in 5 innings, gave up 5 runs, but had this 99-mile-an-hour fastball and this curveball. And here is a Jack Leiter for you. I see signs of life for Jack Leiter. I mean, 99-mile-an-hour heaters are pretty good, but he's just going to have to figure out ways to navigate major league lineups. I do think his secondary stuff could be a little better.
Yeah, what's he doing wrong, Ninja? What's the main issue here? Pitch mix?
I think it's pitch mix, and I think, again, it's experience. His stuff is good enough to get major league hitters out. His secondary stuff needs to be a little more consistent, but he'll get there. Now onto my filthiest relievers. Manuel Clase had these cutters, didn't pick up a K, but did pick up his 28th consecutive save. Tyler Ferguson K'd the side with these fastballs. Tim Hill had this elevated 2-seamer and this absolutely possessed face. Like, I love my relief pitchers being psychos, and he definitely is showing signs of a good bit of psychopathy. Psychopathy?
Psychopathy?
Psychopathy? Clay Holmes didn't pitch that great yesterday, but look at the movement of these sinkers. This is disgusting stuff from Clay Holmes. Griffin Jacks had this fastball and sweeper. Joe Ross picked up 4 Ks and 2 scoreless innings of relief with this stuff. Dennis Santana had this slider. Tanner Scott had these wicked sliders and picked up a sword. Alex Vesia had this nasty slider. Forrest Whitley had this curveball and painted 2-seamer. Josh Winkowski had these nasty sinkers. And Danny Young had these sweepers with over 2 feet of break. My top 5 filthiest pitches of the day yesterday. At number 5, even though he did not pitch that great, Clay Holmes' sinker movement was disgusting. Number 4, Joe Musgrove and all his stuff. Number 3, Luis Severino's sweepers. Number 2, Gavin Williams and his hammers. And at number 1, Phil Maton for this 3,195 RPM hammer. And now my pitching ninja moment of zen. This, my friends, is the opposite of a K-strut. My picks of the day today are a 4-leg same-game parlay plus. I'm going to start out with a same-game parlay of Tanner Bybee for 5 Ks or more and Brady Singer for 4 Ks or more. And then add in Paul Skeens for 7 Ks or more and top it off with Jeffrey Springs for 5 Ks or more. And then I'm going to add in my profit boost token to boost my profits by 30% for any same-game parlay or same-game parlay plus of 3 legs or more. What would your picks of the day be?